By 1944, the world was burning. Allied armies were storming Fortress Europe from the west. The Red Army was crushing the Wehrmacht from the east, and German cities were being pounded into rubble from the sky. Yet far from the front lines, another struggle played out inside Hitler's private circle, a world of loyalty, privilege, jealousy, and fanatic devotion among the women who shared the Führer's inner life. Tonight, we tell their stories, not to glorify them, but to understand how ideology, vanity, and fear can twist ordinary lives into willing servants of evil. Love forgotten history? Hit subscribe so you never miss a chapter. Hitler sold himself to Germany as a tireless bachelor, married only to the fatherland. Joseph Goebbels, master of propaganda, ensured newspapers printed exactly that. No rumors, no weekend companion. Photographers who captured Hitler arm in arm with a woman were ordered to crop her out or destroy the negative. At rallies, he appeared alone. In private, he convened a court of secretaries, cooks, valets, and 5 women history nearly forgot. Goebbels even circulated a fake bachelor's vow story, claiming Hitler had promised his late mother never to wed. The myth boosted female adoration and male envy. Inside the Berghof, however, gold-rimmed dinner plates bore the initials EB, Eva Braun. Visitors knew, but the public never saw. This split reality, pure hero outside, conventional narcissist within, became the regime's most intimate lie. Who were these women behind the curtain? What did they believe? And what became of them when the 1,000-year Reich collapsed in less than 12? Eva Anna Paula Braun met Adolf Hitler in 1929 while working for Heinrich Hoffmann, the party's photographer. She was 17. He was 40. Their courtship unfolded in opera boxes, camera studios, and alpine strolls. Hitler showered her with gifts, Leica cameras, a St. Bernard puppy, a red Mercedes convertible, but he forbade public appearances. She became the unseen fiancée, waiting upstairs while Mussolini or Chamberlain posed downstairs for newsreels. Loneliness pierced the glamour. Her diary called life a dark aquarium with velvet curtains. In 1932, she shot herself through the neck. In 1935, she swallowed 30 tablets. Both times, she survived. And both times, Hitler arrived at her bedside with promises. Yet no wedding. She wrote, "I would have given him my life 1,000 times." She filmed hours of 16mm color home movies. Children sledding at the Berghof. Hitler tossing crumbs to his dog. Goebbels praising a new film. Decades later, Allied prosecutors projected those reels at Nuremberg to show jurors the everyday face of dictatorship. When Soviet artillery thundered through Berlin in April 1945, Eva refused evacuation. On 29 April, she finally married Hitler in a 10-minute bunker ceremony. Albert Speer called it the most macabre wedding in history. The next evening, she bit down on cyanide, while Hitler shot himself. Their bodies were burned in the Chancellery Garden. Soviet dental forensics confirmed identity from bridge work. Eva Braun died at 33. No speeches, no politics, only love letters and film reels. Johanna Maria Magdalena Magda Ritschl enjoyed convent schools, Paris boutiques, and tennis at Le Touquet. She married industrialist Günther Quandt in 1921, bore 1 son, then divorced, leaving with a sizable settlement. In 1931, she married Joseph Goebbels, Nazi propaganda chief. Hitler served as best man. Newspapers hailed her as Germany's modern First Lady, mixing Hollywood glamour with Teutonic virtue. Magda accompanied Hitler on state receptions, entertained ambassadors at Lake Wannsee, and birthed 6 blonde children whose portraits graced propaganda magazines. She pinned diamond swastikas to silk gowns, yet confided to a friend, "My life has become a mask I cannot remove." Marriage soured quickly. Goebbels chased actresses. Magda consulted Hitler, who ordered the couple to remain together for optics. She obeyed, channeling frustration into faith. She wrote, "National Socialism is the path of fate." In late April 1945, Magda descended into the Führer bunker with her 6 children. On 1st May, she performed the regime's final atrocity, each child given morphine chocolate, then cyanide. She left a note, "Our glorious idea is dead, and so are we." Moments later, she and Joseph bit cyanide. Soviet troops found their arranged bodies like porcelain dolls. The dream family turned nightmare effigy. Field Marshal Hermann Goering personified Nazi extravagance. His first wife, Swedish aristocrat Karin von Fock, nurtured his early career and helped smuggle party funds. Tuberculosis claimed her in 1931. Goering built Hall, a timber palace in her honor, and erected a marble mausoleum. He visited daily, clutching her portrait locket beneath his uniform. At receptions, he'd toast her memory, tears shining behind aviation goggles. 4 years later, he married Berlin stage actress Marguerite Emmy Zonnemann. Emmy adored white mink and emerald tiaras. She remodeled Hall with looted Dutch masters. Foreign envoys described her parties as Wagnerian Versailles. She despised Eva Braun, calling her that shop girl. Hitler noticed the snub and demoted Emmy's social rank, a rare instance of palace intrigue among Nazi women. During the Allied bombing of 1945, Goering evacuated treasures by train, then ordered Hall blown up to prevent Soviet looting. Emmy's jewels disappeared in the blast. At Nuremberg, she pleaded that Hermann was a gentleman of culture. The tribunal disagreed. Goering swallowed cyanide hours before his scheduled hanging. Emmy lost citizenship rights, property, and stage career. She died penniless in 1973, insisting Hermann had tried to curb Hitler's excesses. Karin and Emmy illustrate devotion's two faces, sacred memory and insatiable luxury. Across the channel, British high society produced 2 of Hitler's strangest admirers. Unity Valkyrie Mitford, 6th daughter of Lord Redesdale, wrote Hitler daily fan letters, stalking Munich cafes until he invited her to tea in 1933. For 6 years, she attended more than 100 dinners, boasting that he nicknamed her Kindchen, little child. British tabloids dubbed her Hitler's English girl. On September 3, 1939, hours after Britain declared war, Unity walked into Munich's English Garden and shot herself in the head with a pearl-handled pistol gifted by Hitler. The bullet lodged next to her brainstem. Unity lived, partially paralyzed, until 1948, refusing to denounce Hitler. Her elder sister Diana Mitford fell for British fascist Oswald Mosley. Their 1936 wedding took place in Goebbels' salon with Hitler as witness. In 1940, Churchill's cabinet imprisoned Diana and Mosley under Defense Regulation 18B. She spent 3 years in Holloway prison, stitching evening gowns from bedsheets and instructing warders in French etiquette. Post-war Britain ostracized the sisters. Diana died in 2003, still calling Hitler a very charming man. Their saga proves Nazi fascination crossed borders, classes, and common sense. These women were not ornamental fig leaves. Eva's unwavering loyalty flattered Hitler's ego. Magda's propaganda motherhood softened the Reich's image. Emmy's soirees charmed diplomats, and the Mitfords offered foreign glamour. Historian Ian Kershaw argues their adulation created a psychological cocoon that shielded Hitler from reality, enabling reckless decisions like total war and scorched earth retreats. After 1945, Allied courts labeled them female accessories and, apart from Emmy Goering, avoided harsh sentences. Yet the moral record is harsher. Devotion without conscience can be lethal. They demonstrate how tyranny exploits salons and nurseries as effectively as tanks. What can we learn? Evil thrives not only in men with rifles, but in diaries written with lilac ink, in silver photo frames on marble mantels, and in whispered bedtime stories praising tyrants. Ideology seduced these women. Privilege protected them. Fear sealed their fate. Their choices remind us dictatorships rely on society's intimate spaces, weddings, gossip, lullabies, just as much as on armies. Today, Germany honors resistance fighters like the Valkyrie conspirators. No street bears Eva Braun's name, yet her life and Magda's and Unity's stand as cautionary tales. Whenever we celebrate loyalty or glamour without asking what they serve, remember Eva's cyanide, Magda's poisoned children, and Unity's bullet lodged forever in her skull. This was The Lost Chapter. If you believe history is more than dates and battles, if you believe stories matter, subscribe, share, and join us next time as we unlock another forgotten page of the past, because forgotten history makes unforgettable stories.